How's it going? How's everybody doing? Essential Notes, back to talk fragrance with you guys once again. And today I'm going to be sharing about a fragrance that's not only from my favorite fragrance house or brand, but it's my favorite from the brand. And it's one that sits in my top 5 easily. I'm super stoked. But for those of you guys that don't know, and aren't following me maybe on my social media platforms and you're just catching this video, I've dedicated the whole month of June to Olympic Orchids, which is my favorite house. And they're a small indie / niche house out of the Pacific Northwest around the Seattle area. The founder and perfumer is Dr. Covey, and she does incredible work. This brand has quite an extensive catalog. There's something in there for everybody. I haven't even made my way through their entire catalog. I still am working my way through. I already own a number of their fragrances. There are some that are still on my must-have list that I have not picked up yet. And again, there's still some that I haven't even tried that I still need to explore. So I just think what I really appreciate about this house is they kind of lean towards using naturals, which I appreciate fragrances that are all natural. I appreciate fragrances that utilize synthetics as well. But I do have this deep appreciation for things that lean more natural. It's kind of where I'm at, and sometimes, I change, like my tastes change, and I don't want to pigeonhole myself or put myself in that, make it so that I'm stuck in that kind of description. Like I only do naturals. There's fragrances I've tried that utilize synthetics in a very beautiful way and that are more accenting to the naturals that they do use, and I really appreciate that. But this brand leans towards the natural. They do use some synthetics, and I kind of love the balance that they bring with regards to that. The blending, I think, is superb. The things that they try to capture in my mind's eye are a little outside of the box, or maybe not the ideas are outside of the box, but maybe everything that they pull in to execute that is a little maybe outside of the box sometimes. So it's that kind of creativity that gets me super excited about this brand. But let me get into the fragrance. And so this one is going to be Woodcut by Olympic Orchids. Again, this is their 30 ml. I like them. They're simple. This is like my 3rd or 4th bottle of this. I think I'm just going to go out and buy the 100 ml next time. And so let me, I have this pulled up. Let me give you a little bit of, I'm going to do some reading. So I'm going to give you the notes first. Or actually, what I'll do is I'll give you a description of it first. So it says this is the winner of the 2015 Art Olfaction Award in the Artisan category. Woodcut links our contemporary, technology-based society to raw nature. The inspiration for this fragrance came by passing by a building site where old trees had been newly cut for a development, and lumber was being sawed for a fence. The scent of cut wood was intoxicatingly beautiful and primitive, like a fleeting glimpse of the invisible essence of life spilled carelessly on the ground and burned as an offering to human greed. And this was released back in 2014. What we have for the notes are fractional distillation of pine and cedar, oak absolute or oakwood absolute, tolu balsam, olibanum, caramel, burnt sugar, and vanilla. So a little bit about the fragrance. I'll go ahead and we'll get it on and we'll kind of start going through it. So this fragrance is strong. It is it's a statement maker, and it starts with that pine. It's pine forward. Then you have woods that sit like at the core of this, and it feels like it's it's a tree, like it's a big tree sitting in the middle. If you can envision a tree sitting in the middle of this olfactive composition, and just it's been there forever. Like it just feels like it's been there forever. I remember growing up as a kid near the Bay Area, we had this big redwood tree that was in my backyard when I lived up in Cupertino, and it was just massive. Like I don't even know how big around it was. We could easily hide from our mom, me and my brother, behind the tree, and it was in our backyard, and she couldn't see it. I mean, she knew where we were after a while, but so it just reminds me of that tree, and I think that's part of the reason that I'm so attached to this fragrance are some of the scent memories that it gives me. There's no redwood in here, and I think it'd be really cool if Ellen went back and made a woodcut that incorporated some redwood. I just think it'd be beautiful. But and there's sweetness around this, and it's exactly what she says. That sweetness is like, there's a sweetness, I say almost a molasses-like sweetness when you're burning up a saw blade. And I only know that because I worked as a saw operator at a lumber yard for a number of years. But I remember that smell very, very well. Like when the boards are wet, they don't split quite as easy. They're slightly wet. You're kind of burning wet wood on this blade, so it's this cooling, wet, hot thing going on, and it's sweet. There's a sweetness that comes to it as you're burning the blade on the wood. There's also a sawdust element that's in here that's really gorgeous. But and then Tolu Balsam just kind of feels like it rounds out the composition a little. But really where this, like I said, this fragrance takes me back to when I operated the sawdust in the air, a little bit of burnt blade, that sweet, woody molasses smell. But man, this is the best dry down of the fragrances I have in my collection. This is the best dry down. I appreciate it so much. It's heavy on the burnt sugar. There's a vanillic element in the dry down that kind of keeps it from being so one-dimensional towards the burnt sugar, but it's mostly burnt sugar, and again, it's accented with caramel. Gosh, this is absolutely stunning. I'm a superstitious guy. You guys can make fun of me all you want. That's cool. But this is I wear this so much because I wear this, I wore this in the Seattle Seahawks gone on a winning streak. And so I wear this every game day. Now, obviously, the Seahawks have sucked for a number of years and it hasn't worked the same. But I still do it for the most part. There's a couple Sundays where I'll wear some other stuff, especially if I'm frustrated with the team. But this is my good luck fragrance. I wear this on game days during the football season. To me, it is a fall, winter fragrance. It reminds me of football, reminds me of sawmills. It reminds me of that big redwood tree that was in my backyard. And it is awesome. The best woody fragrance I have ever gotten my nose on. That's all I got for you guys. If you could, please comment, like, share this YouTube video. That would be great. Trying to grow the channel. I would love to hear what everybody else's favorite woody fragrance is all time. Drop them in the comments. Because I want to go out and kind of, I think mine's better probably. But again, I have so many memories and stuff attached to this that it would be hard to pry me away from this as my favorite. But I'm up to the challenge and I want to try you guys' favorite woody fragrances. So please drop them in the comments. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. So until next time, peace.